Hey everyone, if you're enjoying these real life stories, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. I always thought birthdays could get a little chaotic, but I never imagined my own would finish with my sister's palms slamming a cake right into my face with enough force to make everything tilt wildly. I can still recall the gooey icing smeared everywhere, the sharp sting of blood blending in with it, and Harper's chuckle. Clear, cutting, and totally on purpose as I crashed to the ground. Folks hurried over, only to brush it off. It was simply a prank. As my sight flashed in bursts of blue and white, I tried to go along with that. I tried to get back on my feet. But the following day in the emergency room, the physician paused over my scan and posed a question no sibling should ever prompt. From early on, I learned how to push things down. Minor pains, biting remarks, instances that felt off but got dismissed as no big deal. In our household, keeping things calm was like putting on a show, and I did my role perfectly. I was the calm one, the reliable one, the girl who didn't crave spotlight because, as Mom often put it, Quinn is tough. She can manage on her own. What she really meant was straightforward. Harper craved the attention more. Harper came into the world 18 months after me, but anyone would guess she was the oldest, the favored one, the center everyone revolved around. She carried that charisma, bold, theatrical, captivating. Whenever she entered a space, Mom's face would brighten. When I did, Mom's smile was gentle and courteous, as if she'd suddenly recalled I was there. I figured out young that Harper's feelings set the vibe for the whole home. And Susan, our mom, went out of her way to keep her happy. As for me, I squeezed into the gaps. I avoided dwelling on the little incidents, like how Harper by accident knocked me into the coffee table at age 10. How she muttered, awkward, after I stumbled down the stairs during high school. How she volunteered to haul my luggage at family events, only for stuff to mysteriously tumble out. Mom's response was always identical. Quinn, don't overdo it. Your sister cares about you. So I quit seeking support. I poured my energy into my job, created a routine in my cozy Portland apartment, and stayed distant when possible. But Harper excelled at inserting herself back into my world. Subtle jabs, small criticisms, situations she spun into humor. Everybody chuckled except me. And whenever I pushed back, I got the familiar refrain, "You're being too touchy." Harper didn't intend harm. That's why, during my 36th birthday evening, even with blood trickling warmly down my neck and icing clouding my sight, a piece of me still questioned if I was blowing it out of proportion. Perhaps the throbbing at the back of my head was merely misfortune. Perhaps Harper's broad, edged smile wasn't glee, but bad timing. Perhaps the chuckles from those around weren't mean, just bewildered. I replayed it over and over while driving home, hands gripping a chilly wheel. I attempted to accept it as merely a gag, just a mishap, just Harper acting like herself. But that night, unable to sleep with my head aching, things seemed altered. A gut feeling deep inside warned that this occasion was seriously off. And come morning, stumbling into the ER, I discovered that feeling wasn't exaggeration. It was old memories pushing through. By dawn, the ache had turned fierce. Every pulse felt like a pounding hammer against my skull. Harsh lights caused double vision, and sickness hit hard the instant I tried sitting up. I convinced myself it was nothing, that hydration and sleep would fix it, but my body protested. When I pressed the sore area behind my ear, my hand returned smeared with crusted blood. That's when panic set in. I got dressed gradually, steadying myself against walls as the space spun. Heading to the ER seemed risky, but reaching out to family felt even worse. I could predict Mom's words. You don't require a doctor. You get marks easily. Quit causing drama. And Harper would chuckle in that breezy, belittling way that shrank me further. So I handled it solo. Portland's ER was packed, but the nurse noticed my wince under the bright fixtures and led me straight to a room. I replied to her queries. When was the incident? What caused it? Did you black out? Each response carried odd weight. Admitting aloud that my sister smashed a cake in my face hardly seemed like an urgent case. Still, there I was, shivering in a thin gown. Dr. Ramirez came in with a soft tap, his demeanor steady yet focused. He had me track his finger, grip his hands, tap my nose, grin. I managed, even as the space swayed, reminding me balance wasn't mine. We'll do some imaging, he said quietly, to play it safe. Safe? I thought about how long it had been since that felt true in my family. The scanning area buzzed with chilly equipment. Staring up as I lay there, I kept picturing Harper's expression, her smirk, the glint in her eyes that hinted at victory. I'd spent ages rationalizing that look, misinterpreting it, forgiving it. But now, with my head pulsing and everything whirling, those rationales seemed brittle. When Dr. Ramirez came back, his composure had shifted. He drew up a seat nearby and angled the screen toward me. Quinn, he started, tone hushed. There's a small crack in the bone. It's minor but definite, and it didn't happen only yesterday. My gut sank. How so? He switched views. This rib on your left has traces of a prior break. From the healing stage, about 3 years back. 3 years back. The tumble on the stairs. Harper right behind me, her arms wrapping me later, murmuring, "You're such a drama queen. You just lost your footing." I gripped the table edges as my breathing shallowed. Dr. Ramirez observed me closely, gauging my limit for facts. Then he sighed, grabbed the wall phone, and uttered words that reshaped everything. I have to file a report. It's mandatory. Mandatory, like grave, like no prank, like not my overthinking. After hanging up, his gaze held steady compassion. Quinn, this was done to you. For ages, I was speechless. This was done to you rang louder than hallway noises, louder than my inner throb. I'd devoted years to taking fault, diminishing myself, persuading my brain that Harper's involvement in each mishap was random. Mishaps occur. Siblings play rough. I'm clumsy by nature. But Dr. Ramirez's firm look allowed no space for my self-told tales. A light rap preceded a woman entering. Detective Lawson. She presented herself with poised steadiness, the sort that implied she'd witnessed this too often. She drew a chair near, met my eyes, and flipped open a notepad. Quinn, she said softly, your scans raise red flags. Mind if I ask some things? My voice caught. About Harper. Her eyes stayed even. About keeping you safe. Odd how those ideas merged. She started simply, who attended the birthday meal? Any drinks involved? Harper's exact position? Any earlier harms? Replies grew weightier. When she inquired if anyone ever talked me out of medical care post-incident, a barrier inside broke. Yes, I breathed. My sister, always. Detective Lawson jotted silently, then glanced up. Did her explanation seem valid to you? I struggled for a reply. Had they? Or had I desperately wanted them to? Since the truth was too much? I looked at my shaking hands, recalling Harper applying ice to my ribs years ago, claiming no need for costly visits, labeling me excessive, recalling her mocking loudly after a parking lot stumble, suggesting bubble wrap, recalling her rushing to tidy any evidence of my hurts, always casting herself as the caring one. It's as if she aimed to be my go-to person, I murmured, and the one I least suspected. Detective Lawson nodded, like it fit a sad pattern perfectly. Before more queries, the door burst wide. Mom's voice sliced the air before her figure registered. Quinn Marie Ellis, what nonsense are you feeding them? She barreled in with Dad trailing, face stormy with outrage and dread. Harper hadn't arrived yet. Yet her influence lingered. A break from a party prank? Absurd. Say you're mixed up. You mark easily. You've always been touchy. Touchy, excessive, overreacting. Phrases that molded my youth now crowding my grown-up wounds. Detective Lawson rose, stance firm yet composed. Mrs. Ellis, please step away. Your daughter is consulting me alone. Mom's expression hardened as she stared me down, hurt twisting her face. Not hurt over Harper's possible actions, but over my daring to voice them. And right then an inner shift occurred. Not shattering, but grounding a choice. For once I held my ground. Mom, I stated, voice firm under its shake. I'm clear-headed. Her shock flared, angry and skeptical. I faced Detective Lawson fully. I wished to proceed. Detective Lawson acted swiftly on my approval. She requested Mom and Dad wait out, and though Mom objected, The detective's authority left no debate. Doors shut. The air eased, like shedding Mom's weight loosened a long-held bind. Lawson resumed her seat. Quinn, straight talk. The behaviors you outline, the harms, the downplaying, the discouragement from care, it's alarming. With the doctor's findings, we must handle it gravely. I nodded, the full weight hovering close, but overwhelming. We've pulled restaurant camera footage, she added, and we'll interview all guests from your party. Meanwhile, prioritize your well-being. Do you feel secure heading home? The query hit harder than the news. Secure? It sounded like it fit other households. I'm unsure, I confessed. Lawson eased. That's truthful. A good beginning. Before details on steps ahead, another knock. This time, Aunt Lydia. She lingered in the frame until Lawson approved entry. Lydia stepped in, eyes moist with burden. Quinn, she breathed. I should have arrived earlier. Her tone wavered, and grasping my hand, hers felt icy. I rang you last night, she explained. No answer, and instinct said trouble. She eyed Lawson. Detective, may I share with you both? I have details. Lawson gestured to a seat. Proceed. Lydia inhaled deeply. I've witnessed Harper harm Quinn previously. I froze entirely. Lydia went on, voice unsteady. As a child, Quinn had subtle incidents at first. I chalked them to rivalry or mishaps or kids unaware of force. But growing up, Harper shifted. Or perhaps I saw truly. She wrung her hands. I watched her shove Quinn downstairs once. Quinn around 12. All assumed a slip, but I viewed from the upper hall. Harper pushed firmly. My air halted. I recalled that drop, Mom reprimanding me for spoiling vacation shots with a marked face. Harper lingering, dispensing treats and false concern. Lydia pressed on. And 3 years passed. Post-Grandma's service, she drew a shaky breath. I caught words. Harper learned of the old house inheritance. Not to your face, Quinn, but rage boiled. I overheard her phone rant. Mishaps occur, and if you seemed less capable, she'd oversee it all. Silence fell heavy. Even Lawson paused notes. Chill raced my back. Lydia's whisper broke. I regret delaying. Fear of Susan, of total exclusion. But post last night, silence ends. Lawson nodded thoughtfully. Appreciated Lydia. This timeline's better. She rose. Quinn, updates coming. Meanwhile, Lydia escorts you home. Steer clear of your sister till interviews wrap. I consented as the reality was clear. I avoided Harper. Until grasping her true self. 2 days blurred with calls, news, and quiet in my place. Lydia remained, refusing solitude for me. I didn't resist. The calm presence felt like gentle relief after ages on edge. Day 3, Lawson rang. Footage reviewed, she stated. Quinn, intentional. Those words echoed. She positioned the cake. Check surroundings first. Post-fall, a fleeting grin before feigned alarm. Numbness spread. No words from me, so Lawson proceeded. Her device sees too. Entries logging prior events, dates aligning your harms, plus a future section. My core clenched. Future, planned vulnerabilities. Times alone most exposed. Quinn, not random. Calculated over time. I sensed Lydia's support as I slumped to the sofa. Charges advancing, Lawson said. Attend a family gathering Sunday night. Arrest there. Shock trembled me. Why with all present? Because, Lawson replied, the family must witness reality this round. Sunday arrived swiftly. Lydia chauffeured to Mom's, the home of endless quiet overlooks and altered recollections. Entering, Harper was present, beaming, mingling, radiating confidence of victory. Spotting me, she grinned slyly. Hey! The recovered one arrives. Mom sked disapproval. Quinn, no trouble starting. As if I'd ever initiated. Before retort, a rap resounded dining area. Detective Lawson entered flanked by officers. Harper Ellis, she declared firmly. You're detained. Chaos erupted. Mom yelled, outrageous. Dad paled, retreating. Lydia stood firm by me. But Harper's shift was immediate. Charm faded, revealing raw edge. Joking, right? Harper laughed overly. For what? Party fun? Lawson unmoved. for attack, and items indicating planned future damage. Harper's glare hit me, sharpening. You act flawless, Quinn. You believe you earned that house. You believe Grandma favored you. She just pitted. Mom inhaled sharply. Harper. Harper unraveled live. I've tidied her messes forever. She stayed pitiful, breakable, and all pretended I owed remorse for strength. Lawson interrupted. Enough. But Harper surged, jabbing finger my way in fury. You wrecked it all from birth. There, the masked truth under decades of grins. Officers intervened, securing her as she struggled. Mom, correct them. Say Quinn exaggerates. Say it. But Susan stood frozen, face ashen, eyes widening in fresh terror I'd never witnessed. Perhaps she finally grasped the threat she'd shielded. Harper's cries faded outside. I remained, pulse racing, sensing another world pivot, this toward justice. The follow-up settled softly, tenderly, like the universe offering overdue gentleness. Soon, Harper took a plea. Monitored probation, required counseling, permanent no-contact order. Not flashy, yet fair, solid, irrefutable. Mom said little at proceedings. Evidence presented, video, entries, past harms seemed to hollow her. One day she phoned. She'd begun counseling. Not for Harper, for her own blindness. Unsure response, I offered truth. Hope it benefits. The old house turned my peaceful haven. Fixing it mirrored mending me, space by space, recall by recall. Opening it as initial hub for the Grandma Center, a support spot for healing family-inflicted scars, I sensed what childhood lacked. Secure, valued, liberated. Some claim family bonds mean tolerating all. Yet I've discovered true bonds, true care, refuse quiet amid hurt. They guard. They mend. Occasionally, demand distance from those who trained you to question your suffering. I'm ongoing in grasping healthy living, still steadying in unexpected liberty. But my tale shows truth doesn't solely dismantle. It makes room for better. If you've borne similar scars, comment your experience. And for more authentic tales like this, stay subscribed. You're never alone.